Parasites are organisms that live on or inside another organism, known as the host, and derive nutrients at the expense of the host. This relationship is often detrimental to the host, causing harm or even death in severe cases. Parasites come in various forms, including protozoa, helminths, and arthropods, each with unique characteristics and life cycles. Hosts, on the other hand, provide a habitat and resources for parasites to thrive. They can be plants, animals, or even humans. The relationship between parasites and hosts is complex and dynamic, shaped by evolutionary pressures and environmental factors. Parasites have evolved a range of adaptations to exploit their hosts effectively. For example, some parasites have developed specialized structures to attach to host tissues, while others produce toxins to manipulate host behavior. Hosts, in turn, have evolved defense mechanisms to resist parasite infections, such as immune responses and physical barriers. Despite these adaptations, parasites can still have a significant impact on host populations. They can reduce host fitness, alter host behavior, and even drive host extinction in extreme cases. The coevolution of parasites and hosts has led to a constant arms race, where each side evolves strategies to outcompete the other. This dynamic interaction has resulted in the diversification of parasite-host relationships across different ecosystems. For instance, some parasites have evolved mutualistic relationships with their hosts, providing benefits in exchange for nutrients. Others have complex life cycles involving multiple hosts, each playing a specific role in the parasite's development. Understanding the intricacies of parasite-host relationships is crucial for various fields, including ecology, medicine, and agriculture. By studying these interactions, scientists can develop strategies to control parasite infections, improve host health, and conserve biodiversity. As we delve deeper into the world of parasites and hosts, we uncover a fascinating web of connections that shape the diversity and resilience of life on Earth. Parasites come in various forms, each with unique characteristics and strategies for survival. Protozoa are single-celled parasites that can cause diseases such as malaria and toxoplasmosis. These microscopic organisms often have complex life cycles involving multiple hosts. Helminths, or parasitic worms, are another common type of parasite that can infect humans and animals. They include roundworms, tapeworms, and flukes, each with specific adaptations for parasitism. Arthropods, such as ticks, fleas, and lice, are external parasites that feed on the blood or skin of their hosts. These parasites can transmit diseases and cause irritation and discomfort. Another group of parasites, known as parasitoids, lay their eggs inside host organisms, eventually killing them. This strategy is common among certain wasps and flies. Interestingly, some parasites exhibit complex life cycles involving different host species. For example, the parasitic flatworm Schistosoma requires freshwater snails as intermediate hosts before infecting humans. Parasites can also be classified based on their mode of transmission. Direct parasites, like lice, spread from host to host through physical contact. Indirect parasites, such as malaria parasites, require a vector like mosquitoes to transmit the infection. Understanding the diversity of parasites is essential for developing effective control measures and treatments to mitigate their impact on host populations. Hosts come in a variety of forms, ranging from plants and animals to humans, each playing a unique role in the complex web of parasite-host relationships. Definitive hosts are organisms in which a parasite reaches maturity and reproduces. For example, humans are definitive hosts for the malaria parasite Plasmodium. Intermediate hosts, on the other hand, harbor the parasite during a developmental stage, but do not support reproduction. Mosquitoes serve as intermediate hosts for the development of the malaria parasite. Reservoir hosts are species that maintain and transmit parasites to other hosts without showing signs of disease. For instance, rodents act as reservoir hosts for the Lyme disease-causing bacterium Borrelia burgdorferi. Paratenic hosts, also known as transport hosts, are not necessary for the parasite's life cycle, but can serve as a temporary refuge. Birds can act as paratenic hosts for parasitic worms that infect fish. Dead-end hosts are species in which the parasite cannot complete its life cycle, leading to a dead-end infection. Humans can sometimes serve as dead-end hosts for certain animal parasites. Additionally, hosts can be classified based on their susceptibility to parasites. Immunocompromised hosts, such as individuals with weakened immune systems, are more vulnerable to parasite infections. Understanding the diversity of hosts and their roles in parasite transmission is crucial for managing and controlling parasitic diseases in both human and animal populations. Parasites have evolved a myriad of adaptations to ensure their survival and successful exploitation of host organisms. One of the most common adaptations is the ability to evade the host's immune system. Parasites can disguise themselves by mimicking host molecules or altering their surface proteins to avoid detection. For example, the malaria parasite Plasmodium falciparum can change the proteins on its surface to evade the host's immune response, leading to persistent infections. Another fascinating adaptation is the development of complex life cycles involving multiple hosts. By utilizing different host species at various stages of their life cycle, parasites increase their chances of survival and transmission. The parasitic flatworm Schistosoma, for instance, requires freshwater snails as intermediate hosts before infecting humans, showcasing the intricate nature of parasite life cycles. Some parasites have evolved specialized structures to attach to host tissues and feed on nutrients. Hookworms, for example, possess hook-like mouthparts that anchor them to the intestinal lining of their hosts, allowing them to feed on blood. Parasites can also manipulate host behavior to their advantage. The lancet liver fluke, Dicrochelium dendriticum, for instance, infects ants and alters their behavior, causing them to climb to the top of grass blades where they are more likely to be eaten by grazing mammals, the fluke's definitive host. Additionally, parasites can produce toxins that affect host physiology. The parasitic protozoan Toxoplasma gondii secretes proteins that manipulate the host's immune response and behavior, enhancing its chances of transmission. Some parasites have developed resistance to antiparasitic drugs, posing challenges for treatment and control efforts. The malaria parasite has shown resistance to multiple antimalarial drugs, necessitating the development of new treatment strategies. Overall, the adaptations of parasites reflect their remarkable ability to exploit and survive in diverse host environments, highlighting the intricate and dynamic nature of parasite-host relationships. Parasites can have a profound impact on their host organisms, affecting their health, behavior, and even population dynamics. One of the most direct effects of parasites on hosts is the depletion of nutrients. Parasites often feed on host tissues or blood, leading to reduced energy reserves and impaired growth and reproduction. For example, the blood-sucking parasite Trypanosoma brucei can cause anemia in its host, affecting their overall fitness. Parasites can also disrupt host physiology by altering hormone levels or immune responses. The parasitic worm Trichinella spiralis, for instance, can induce muscle inflammation and fever in infected hosts as part of the immune response. In some cases, parasites can cause severe pathology and even death in their hosts. The parasitic protozoan Plasmodium, responsible for malaria, can lead to organ failure and cerebral complications if left untreated. Parasites can also influence host behavior in ways that benefit their transmission. The parasitic fungus Ophiocordyceps unilateralis infects ants and manipulates their behavior, causing them to climb to elevated positions before dying, facilitating the dispersal of fungal spores. Interestingly, parasites can alter the interactions between hosts and their environment. For example, parasitic barnacles attach to the shells of crabs, altering their buoyancy and making them more vulnerable to predation. Parasites can also impact host populations at a broader scale. In some cases, parasitic infections can lead to declines in host populations or even extinction. The chytrid fungus Batrachochytrium dendrobatidis has been implicated in the decline of amphibian populations worldwide, highlighting the devastating effects parasites can have on biodiversity. Despite the negative impacts parasites can have on hosts, some interactions can be more nuanced. Certain parasites have been found to enhance host immune responses or confer resistance to other pathogens, providing a potential benefit to hosts. Overall, the impact of parasites on hosts is multifaceted, shaping ecological communities and driving evolutionary processes. The coevolution of parasites and hosts is a fascinating phenomenon that has shaped the diversity and complexity of life on Earth. Over millions of years, parasites and hosts have engaged in a dynamic arms race, each evolving strategies to outwit the other. This coevolutionary process has led to the development of intricate adaptations and counter-adaptations that drive the ongoing interactions between parasites and hosts. One of the key aspects of coevolution is the reciprocal selection pressure exerted by parasites and hosts on each other. Parasites evolve mechanisms to evade host defenses and exploit host resources, while hosts develop immune responses and behavioral adaptations to resist and combat parasite infections. This constant back and forth has resulted in a delicate balance of power, where neither parasites nor hosts have a permanent upper hand. An interesting aspect of coevolution is the concept of Red Queen dynamics, inspired by Lewis Carroll's character in Through the Looking Glass. In this evolutionary arms race, both parasites and hosts must continuously adapt and evolve just to maintain their current status quo. This phenomenon highlights the relentless nature of coevolution and the ever-changing landscape of parasite-host interactions. Coevolution has also driven the diversification of parasites and hosts, leading to the emergence of specialized relationships and complex life cycles. Some parasites have evolved highly specific adaptations to exploit particular host species, while hosts have developed resistance mechanisms targeted at specific parasite strains. This specificity can result in coevolutionary hotspots, where intense selection pressures drive rapid evolutionary changes in both parasites and hosts. An intriguing example of coevolution is the relationship between the monarch butterfly and the protozoan parasite Ophriocistis electrosura. Monarch butterflies have evolved behaviors to reduce parasite transmission, such as sunning their wings to kill parasite spores, while the parasite has adapted to manipulate butterfly behavior to enhance its own transmission. This coevolutionary dance highlights the intricate and dynamic nature of parasite-host relationships, showcasing the ongoing evolutionary battles that shape the biological world. One of the most intriguing examples of complex relationships in nature is the interaction between the parasitic barnacle, Sacculina, and its host, the crab. Sacculina is a parasitic barnacle that infects crabs, taking control of their reproductive behavior. Once inside the crab's body, Sacculina castrates the host, causing it to care for the parasite's eggs as if they were its own. This manipulation ensures the survival and dispersal of Sacculina's offspring, showcasing the remarkable ability of parasites to alter host behavior for their benefit. Another fascinating example is the relationship between the parasitic wasp Ampulex compressa and the cockroach. Ampulex compressa injects its venom into a cockroach, turning it into a zombie that is compelled to follow the wasp to its burrow. Once inside the burrow, the wasp lays its eggs on the cockroach, which serves as a living incubator for the wasp larvae. This intricate manipulation of host behavior by the parasitic wasp highlights the complexity of parasite-host interactions in nature. In the aquatic realm, the relationship between cleaner fish and their clients exemplifies a mutualistic interaction with a parasitic twist. Cleaner fish feed on parasites and dead skin cells of larger fish, providing a cleaning service that benefits both parties. However, some cleaner fish have been observed cheating by taking bites of healthy tissue from their clients, blurring the line between mutualism and parasitism. This dynamic relationship underscores the fine balance between cooperation and exploitation in nature. The mutualistic relationship between oxpecker birds and large mammals in Africa is another example of a complex interaction. Oxpeckers feed on ticks and parasites infesting the mammal's skin, benefiting from a food source, while the mammals enjoy parasite removal and potential early warning of predators. However, oxpeckers have been known to open wounds on their hosts to feed on blood, raising questions about the true nature of this mutualistic association. These examples illustrate the intricate and often ambiguous nature of parasite-host relationships in the natural world, highlighting the diverse strategies and adaptations that have evolved through millennia of coevolution. The study of parasites and hosts reveals the intricate and dynamic nature of their relationships in nature. As we delve deeper into these interactions, we uncover fascinating examples of coevolution, manipulation of host behavior, and the fine line between mutualism and parasitism. Future research in this field holds promise for uncovering new insights into the mechanisms underlying parasite-host interactions, the evolution of resistance, and the impact of parasites on ecosystems. By exploring the complexities of these relationships, scientists can develop innovative strategies for disease control, conservation efforts, and understanding the interconnectedness of species in the natural world.